Well, welcome everybody to BPS Smart. I am your host, Anna Smith, and I have a very special guest with us today and a wonderful topic to discuss. I have Mr. Frank Stockman. He is the Assistant Director of Grants in our Curriculum and Instruction Department. And he's going to be talking about summer enrichment programs for Brevard Public Schools. Welcome, Frank. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your history at Brevard Public Schools, and your department, what you do?
Sure. So this is year 19 for me in the district.
Oh, wow.
I started out as a teacher right out of college. In 2005, I was actually hired as a world cultures and geography teacher, which we don't even have that in our schools anymore. So that was my 7th grade class. And then after that, I moved into U.S. history at Kennedy Middle School. I was there until 2014, where I went to Bayside High School and I taught AP U.S. history. Stayed there for 4 years. I always like to say that I went to high school and graduated again because I was there for 4 years. I actually went back to Kennedy Middle School for a year as their AVID coordinator, which was a fun time. And then I went to testing coordinator at Rockledge High School, which I actually really enjoyed that job. The pandemic hit in that year, and which was really just awkward for everyone. And then after that, I went into as a teaching technology integrator here at the district with Dr. Bronstein. And then after that, I was in my current role with federal grants. So it's been a really good time. I love my time here with BPS, and it's been the only career I've ever had after college, so it'd be really nice. It's it's a really good feeling to know that I've just been able to stay here and happy in the district. So currently, right now, I'm part of the Title II and Title IV team as well as the ESSER team. So I help to not only manage millions and millions of dollars for the district, but also working with a really great team that take care of those things for me as well. So we manage the money that comes in from the state and federal governments, and so my big job is I'm all about compliance, making sure that the funds are used appropriately, the way that the state and the government have allowed us to use these funds, and then my team manages those on a daily basis to make sure that we get everything out to the schools and provide what all of these programs do.
People are gearing up for summertime, and we got to put kids in summer camps. So,
absolutely.
What do they need to know? What do parents out there need to know?
Well, first and foremost, these programs are grant funded. So the ESSER grants that came in over the last few years have provided us to provide these summer enrichment opportunities for the students. So this is year number 3, and we have had just a wonderful experience up to this point, and we definitely expect this to be another really good summer for our students. So the summer enrichment programs are really meant to provide these unique opportunities that students would never have had the ability to do. So this is not necessarily going to be like just math camps and reading camps, which we do have those camps as well. But the vast majority of these are going to just be fun activities, high engagement, so that they can interact not only with new content, but with kids they may have never seen before from all across the county. So these are just really meant for kids to get out of the house, have some fun, and be engaged in some really neat topics. So currently, we've just gone through our round of approving all of our camps and letting the teachers know they've been approved and start preparing for those. We have over 180 unique camps throughout the county. So we've kind of broken them into a north, central, and south region. They'll also be broken into elementary and secondary. So regardless of where the families live in Brevard, there are going to be just a lot of camps for them to choose from, whether they've got elementary age kids or middle high school. Those kids are all going to have camps as well. We have a ton of cooking programs, cake decorating program. We've got one that does food trucks where they tell the kids how to prepare for a food truck. They do a business model. Food trucks come out and they bring their expertise to the kids. It's a really good time. There's basketball, volleyball, soccer, archery this year, and fishing. So those should be good. Yeah, absolutely. We have several American Sign Language classes so the kids can learn how to do that. We have several classes that are catering to culture. So we have some Jamaican culture, some Spanish culture classes, world language culture classes, where some of those classes will even do some culinary as well. We've got theater programs where students would be putting on productions and plays at different age ranges. One of my favorites is we have a Dungeons and Dragons class that was very popular last year.
I bet.
And we have things like poetry, young authors, just a lot of expertise coming from our teachers that bring their expertise to the kids, and the love that the teachers have and the passion that they have really come out in these classes to share that with the students, which is really nice. We have swimming, lifeguard certification, swim safety. We even have a scuba class this year.
Where?
That's going to be at Rockledge High School.
Okay.
Mitzi Teague is one of our instructors at Rockledge. She is also an Olympic medalist. We have tons and tons and tons of art projects. We have pottery and ceramics, acrylic pouring, which is very popular last year. We have drones. We have tons of STEM programs, robots, rockets. Coming back this year is our auto mechanics shop at Satellite High School. We have marine mechanics on doing outboard motors.
Wow.
We have at our O'Galley campus aerospace and airplane design, which they do have an airplane hangar out there. Cricut crafts, where you can just make your own crafts, 3D printing, sublimation and putting things on T-shirts and hats and mugs. Airbrushing is also very popular.
That would be fun.
We have several teachers that do guitar. We have ukulele. We have symphony orchestras that are happening for the South and the North regions with orchestra. We have band camps. There are keyboarding camps for keyboards. We have many more programs than what I've mentioned, but that's just a small tip of the iceberg on just the kinds of things that we have available for the kids this year. We've kind of structured it to where all our elementary students will be Monday through Thursday. There will be no classes on Friday, and that'll be from 7:30 to 1:30.
Okay.
Breakfast and lunch will be included in those dates. And so every student coming can feel free to have free breakfast and lunch. If they want to bring their own food, they can do that as well. And transportation for those locations will be limited to the surrounding areas of the school. We will be putting transportation on our website, which we'll talk about later, where all the bus stops will be located per school. And as long as a parent can get their child to the bus stop, the bus will pick up kids and bring them to the school and bring them back to that bus stop in the afternoon. Or parents can just bring their kids to the school and pick them up at school as well as normal. So that's okay. Secondary classes will be from 8:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon, so a little bit longer for that age group, but also free breakfast, free lunch. So those will be provided at all of our campuses. There will be very, very, very few campuses, just a small handful that may not have the transportation and or meal services. But when parents go to the website and register for a camp, it'll say very clearly on that registration, meals are not included. Or no Friday classes at all this year. We're shortening it to a 4-day week and just making it a little longer per day. Many of the camps will be sending things home with the kids. So a lot of these camps, they'll be creating something that will go home.
That's fun.
It's a lot of fun. And there's also a lot of camps that will send things home so the students can extend that learning and practice more at home, or maybe it's yoga, or maybe it's going to be crocheting, which we have a lot of crochet and needlework. So they can bring those things home and maybe continue their progress at home as well. A lot of students entering these camps, it's going to be something they've never done before. So by exposing these students to just a plethora of different opportunities, hopefully they find something that they just really are passionate about. Another benefit is they might be exposed to students they would have never met otherwise. So because this is open to all children in Brevard County, so obviously our registered Brevard Public School students, but we also welcome all private school students, all charter school students, all homeschool students. Any child in Brevard County is free to register for any of our courses. There's a very small select group of camps that may, because they use computer programs and computers, those programs may only be available to Brevard Public School students simply because only our students can log into those programs. But again, if that's the case, it will be clearly defined on the registration so that a student that's not registered with BPS could choose another camp.
Is there a certain cutoff as far as do they need to have already gone to kindergarten or anything like that, or be a certain age to participate in these programs?
That's a great question. We don't really restrict based on age. It's more based on grade levels. So we are having programs that have incoming kindergartners that can register. We would just just ask that parents assess whether or not their child is ready for that sort of a program. But as long as they are moving into kindergarten, then they can participate in those programs. So every program on the website, when a parent goes to register, will have a definitive grade level range. Registration is all going to be done online. The website is currently live. We have sent out the information to all the schools. Those should be on their school websites very soon. I know our government and community relationship department is going to be putting that on our website for BPS as well as across all social media platforms. So it should be fairly easy to find for these parents to find the website. Currently, the website is just informationally based, FAQs, general information, but that same exact website on May 1st will have the ability to see the camps for registration and actually register for camps. What ends up happening is a camp that's extremely popular first or second week, we'll add another week of that and we'll open up more sections. And so we are constantly adding more camps to make sure that there's enough availability. I know in the last few years there have been extremely popular camps and the teacher says, hey, I want to do more of this. And so we say absolutely, because the more students that can get involved in these programs, the better. And so we want to accommodate the teachers and their flexibility as well. We want to accommodate the families and the kids that really want these programs. And so if another camp fills up really fast, we may ask the teacher, hey, this seems to be pretty popular. Would you like to do another week? And it allows the students to interact with their teachers in a different way. And we do have some of those academic programs as well that are either math or language arts, or even we have SAT prep classes, even an AP Lit and Lang class that will prepare kids to have better success in the coming year, or maybe catch us on some things that they didn't get last year. So we do have some of those focus classes as well to really help those kids that just need a little more help in those areas.
Thank you all for joining us today with BPS Smart. Thank you so much, Frank Stockman, again.